Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we welcome you to the Free Agent Showcase Tournament here. We're in the next round between Ruby and Jade live here. My name is Clutchkey, and joining me here on the color side is Dream. What's going on, my man?
Nothing much. I am excited to cast this game. Ruby and Jade both just won their first round matches, so they are in the winner's bracket, trying to continue to move through this tournament and to stay on the winner's side moving into day 2 as we come into Blizzard World. Do you have any expectations, or any prior knowledge here at all?
Well, not prior knowledge really, but it's really going to be... I don't think I've seen most of these players. Did see Aimbot play before, and he's a really good DPS, so we're going to see the Free Agent Showcase, but it's going to be interesting to see because the winner of this one moves on to the winner of this moves on to pretty much the final series, and I believe that's going to be a different map set, but I believe this is the last time we're going to play Blizzard World here in the winner's bracket.
Yeah, in Blizzard World, one of those maps that is very variant across the different stages. We see different comps regularly on A, B, and C of this map, so what we show from both teams on the first point may not necessarily be what they continue to show through the rest. So this being a free agent showcase to allow a lot of these players to kind of show off and flex, this will give different people opportunities to shine on the different stages of the map. The first one being a little more tank heavy, then we see Widow pick up on point B, and then moving back toward tanks again on the third point.
Mm-hmm. And so let's take a look at the team cons. Like you said, the Zarya coming out, Booty Bandit on the Zarya. So standard 2-2-2 coming out for that's going to be Ruby. And then on the other side, you can't really... This is what I love about attack defense. You can't really tell what people are going to run until on the attack phase until they come out. And so on Team Ruby, rather, it's gonna, or I believe that's Team Jade. It's going to be quite interesting to see what's going to go on in their playset.
Yeah, at least for now, we're seeing the Rein Zarya defensively, and their DPS combo being the Hanzo, which is pretty common, and the McCree. Maybe they're expecting to see a Pharah they need to shoot down. Now, on the offense, we see a very similar combo, but they don't want the McCree. They want to run that Brigitte, so their frontline tanks look for first aid to use that shield bash on the enemy frontline.
And so we're going to see them come in right through the gate already. Jade's going to have their first try on this point. Try and play very aggressively here, but Shaky Snake's going to take down Ishkon, so Ishq. So it's going to be pretty much an uphill battle here for Jade, but they're winning the uphill battle so far. Aimbot coming off here with that Hanzo, and like we said, that DPS play from Aimbot really going to show up here, and it's going to be Jade winning at least the first tick. And they're going to push them back all the way. So at least the first 2 ticks, I don't think Ruby's going to get there in time. And Jade's going to have themselves the first strike here on the point. It's going to be about 5:40 on the clock to go for Jade to push this to the second point.
Yeah, Ruby uses the range damage to their advantage, spamming with Shaky Snake's Hanzo onto the shield, but the res comes out, and that's enough for Jade to push through. They're building up their ultimates. The Grav and the Shatter are going to be available here. They're looking to snowball through B.
Try and see, they're already pushing it up. Really, only 2 people on the point right now. This Brigitte from First Aid, and on the other side, it's going to be Iod there. Not really needing it. Meeting is going to bring out the Graviton Surge. And that is going to be it pretty much for Jade with a triple kill. Dragon Strike's going to come right down the middle of the payload with no success coming on the other side from Shaky. So really the only one there, Shaky, is going to go down by the hands of Aimbots. So really, again, another team fight won by Jade, both mainly on the hands of Meaning of.
Definitely a big play from Meaning of 42's Grav there. Able to get a quick 3 kills, so they're moving the payload quickly through B. Now, defensively, to kind of recapture momentum, we're going to need to see Ruby get a lot of value out of their double support ultimates, keep their tanks alive. This early pick will help out as Ruby's Green Wolf pops Valk to keep the team alive.
Earthshatter's going to come out from Ish, but that's not really going to get anybody. Namikaze right there to take him down, and this is going to be the first good defensive hold for Ruby. Oh, God. That's a very long tackle there. Meaning of 42 is going to go down by the hands of Lord Hawk, and so right now it's going to be Jade needing to find an answer, but they've got plenty of time on the clock, 4:10 on the clock, and they've got a lot of meters on this point, so Ruby may have won it, but Jade's got plenty of time.
They do have a lot of time to work with. Ruby with the positional advantage and a little bit ahead in the ultimate race as well, so if they can be efficient with these ultimates, they can potentially run a lot of time off of this clock. Shaky Snake under pressure, and he's falling back as we see Jade pushing back onto the payload.
So you're going to see Namikaze actually take the high ground there with the McCree, try and get some picks behind the shield of Ish right now, and that may be helping out because it's doing some damage. And now the Deadeye's going to come out on top. We'll see who that gets, and I don't know if that gets anybody out of Namikaze, so that's not really going to work out in their favor. Graviton Surge coming, Dragon Strike as well, but it's going to be Lord Hawk that pretty much swings the hammer away and gets the kills that they need. And again, Ruby with another defensive hold. And good, if you're looking at this, good discipline as well. Only 2 ults down. Shaky and Namikaze using their ults, but the Earthshatter Transcendence still available for Ruby.
Ruby does still have some high-value ultimates in the bank. That Earthshatter and Transcendence. If we look on the side of Jade, though, they are almost at the full 5. Reinhardt Shatter coming out, able to bait a couple ultimates from the other side of Ruby here, but Jade with a lot of pressure, knowing they have their ultimates up, is looking to deny high ground, kind of push Namikaze down, and then use those tank ultimates to finish this stage.
And right now it's looking good if you're looking at them. So 5 ults, like you said, coming up for Jade, so that may be the push that they need, but 3 ults coming in. The Transcendence really the big one if that Graviton Surge comes in. We'll see if that happens. Dragon Strike is going to come in, really not going to go anywhere there for Shaky, so Shaky Snake's been a little shaky with the Dragon Strike so far, and Jade's been able to respond. So 3 ults left to go for Ruby, and not much of a follow-up if you're Ruby right now, but Jade needs to find a way to push through here with 2:21 left on the clock. Graviton Surge is going to be brought out here. Now the Dragon Strike is right there. Aimbot's going to get 1. Aimbot gets 2 in the background, so that's a good Dragon Strike Graviton Surge combo. That pretty much wins the fight for Jade. And now with 3 ults left to go on both sides, it's still Ruby winning this, or Jade winning this fight, and Ruby's going to have themselves the second point at least with lots of time on the clock.
Yeah, they are able to get value out of that Graviton. They get the initial pick first. Oh, the contest coming in here. It doesn't look like it was enough. The second point was completed, so a couple of kills coming here for Ruby, but we see some staggered respawns as well, and that means Jade is going to be able to stabilize, build up some more support ultimates from this healing here, and push through. They have 3 minutes on the clock. Both teams with fairly tanky compositions and fairly healthy ultimate banks, so we can expect this next fight to be really ultimate heavy, a lot of investments, and it's going to come down to who can get the most out of their combos. And right now Ruby is the one that looks to have more combos available, with the Dragon able to follow up on the big CC Shatter as well as the initial Deadeye to open things up.
This is just going to be a battle, like you said, battle of the ults right now. 1 ult goes down by the hands of the Valkyrie. Dragon Strike rather is going to come right down the middle of the payload for Shaky. And again, no kills for him, just clearing out the point. But so far it's working as Lord Hawk goes down by the Meaning of 42 goes down by the hands of Lord Hawk. So that's 1 tank down. Don't know if there's going to be a res. Wilson is down by the hands of Shaky Snake, so any chance of the res is gone. And right now, it's going to be Ruby winning this battle all the way because Namikaze just ends it with the kill on Iod. And that'll be it for Jade. So 2 minutes on the clock. They do get it 84 meters down the point, but it's Ruby that responds well.
Yeah, Ruby able to push in and get this hold. And now with the cart starting to roll back, these corners, they're in a great position to get value out of this grav and continue to run time off of the clock. Meaning of 42, still a decent ways away from his own graviton and not a lot of charge to get there. The rally's going to help them get aggressive and change that, though.
But there's a graviton search right in the middle of that rally. Dragon Strike's going to come right down. Shaky again, can't find anything with that Dragon Strike, so successful there. And Jade's got themselves a chance at the push here because now they only have an Earth Shatter left for Lord Hog, which he uses, which gets 2 people. And First State's going to go down, so the Brigitte is huge. Graviton Search also comes down on the other side. Now the Dragon Strike comes from Aimbot. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Santa Maria! What a play from Aimbot. That's 4 kills in that play. Jade's got themselves a good push. They're in the final meters here, and we have a pause.
The pause comes out there after a fantastic Grav Dragon. Meaning of 42 did not start the fight with that Grav, is able to build it up, use it at the end to kind of get the cleanup, and Aimbot following, landing that Dragon Strike as well as some cleanup with his E, that Storm Arrow as well. So a lot of good comboing we see from Meaning of 42 and Aimbot, who you pointed out before the match started here as a DPS to watch. He's definitely been delivering so far on Hanzo, and this is, you know, one of Hanzo's better maps here on Blizzard World. A lot of good chances to get those strong ultimate combos. And I think First Aid and Iode as well have been showing a really good performance so far. I like Iode using the Transcendence well, and First Aid has been putting a lot of pressure on the front line, and I think that has enabled a lot of these combos to come out.
All right, so now we're coming out of the pause here. We'll see if anybody can get there in time. Jade's going to have themselves a good push. One person left is Aimbot on the point. Namikaze's going to bring out the Tracer, so the dive comp tries to come in for Ruby at the last second. Try and save some face here with 1.7 meters left to go on the point. And so now we're just going to have ourselves a little bit of a brawl here. Really no ults to use on both sides, so it's going to be a matter of the team composition here winning it out. And right now it's going to be Jade winning this battle. That's pretty much everybody cleared, and that's going to be the 3rd point for them. So a good round for Jade. That's all 3 points, and Ruby's got a little work to do here if they want to tie this up in 3 points.
A great push there we see from from Jade coming through, and you're right, that Ruby does have kind of big shoes to fill if they want to tie this up. It's not often that we see a completion on this map at all, much less with almost a minute on the clock here. So that's going to be difficult to match, especially with these tank-heavy compositions. If you're running up against a Zarya, it's hard to win all of the team fights because you expect them to be able to pull out a couple Grav Dragon combos and clear the board at least once or twice. So defensively, initially, it looks like we have an Orisa composition, potentially that Orisa Roadhog and D.Va combo, so very tank heavy, looking to kind of stay alive and contest the point, but not wanting to opt into that same Rein Zarya matchup that they looked actually to be winning on offense. So that's interesting that they're swapping away, opting for a more beefy composition. No Hanzo at all here from Aimbot on the McCree instead. And offensively, we may yet see the repeat from Ruby on that Rein Zarya combo as well.
And Shaky's going to stick on, like you said, we may see that, again, this attack, anything can happen if they want to try. But biggest thing last round that we noticed was Shaky coming off with a Dragon Strike, only got, I believe it was only 1 kill out of all the Dragon Strikes that he used, and that was just to clear the point, but really it wasn't to Ruby's advantage. Jade comes out with the wins most of the time there. So Shaky, if you're Shaky, you got to find a way to use that Dragon Strike better if you want to have Ruby have a chance here.
Yeah, it really comes down to comboing with your other ultimates. Even if you don't have a big tank CC ultimate, you can combo with the D.Va self-destruct. Both ults kind of zone people together, and one or the other is going to end up getting some kills, right? And they do have the D.Va available. You can pull kind of a similar combo off here. Now, offensively, we do have the Brigitte again, ground and pound. So both teams on offense preferring that Brigitte. Will the offensive side of Ruby be able to get Jade off of the high ground, though? They need to force the Orisa down and get that pick without allowing a res to come out. So that's really what these two are going to be fighting over.
So here we go with a fight. They're all going to stay upstairs on that point from from Jade right now. Jade's on the defensive. They don't have the first tick just yet. It's inches away, and there it is, the first tick for Ruby. So at least they've got the counter going for them. They'll have at least the first tick if they don't win this fight. But right now, it's actually looking good for Ruby if you're them right now. Lord Hawk's down by the hands of First Aid. So again, Green Wolf used that rest, so no more chance of that. But Booty Bandit actually showing up with this Brigida, clearing out the point entirely. Aimbot, the only one left on top. He's got to try and contest it if he wants a chance here. But it's not going to be a contest. He's going to back up, and it's going to be Jade's point to lose, Ruby's point to win here with 5:24 on the clock.
Ruby gets a quick first cap on. They're able to get some initial picks, force the Orisa Roadhog down, and punish that tank line. Aimbot stays alive and pumps out a lot of damage, but he's just not able to break through the tank comp. As I say that, he may be getting a pick on the flank, and Shaky Snake does end up falling, so potentially a little bit of a break getting pushed on Ruby's offense here. They're not able to go in and get the res, so the aggression coming out from Jade, looking to build up some more ultimates here. The High Noon comes out. Apparently, Reinhardt launched into the sky there by Junkrat. First Aid making that swap over, so a lot of aggression coming from Jade. They've definitely stopped the momentum. The question is, will Meaning of 42 be able to do what he did last time, get that later grab out to win the fight, because Namikaze is coming in with the grab available here.
And so we'll see Aimbot right now. She is the only one on fire right now. Really winning the battle for them so far, and Jade now has to find a way to defend this point because 4:20 on the clock. They could potentially hold them all the way, but the door is still open with 3 points. But you can see 5 ults coming in. Now the Graviton Surge. 1 is down. Shaky's got a chance here. Transcendence coming out for Iode. And that is not going to be it. So again, Shaky misses the mark. Shaky can't find a kill. Here comes another Graviton Surge. The question is a follow-up. Ish is going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Santa Maria. Ish has got the team kill pretty much for Ruby. For Jade, rather. And Ruby's got to find it after 3:55 on the clock. Plenty of time. But it's still Jade's point to win here. They don't have much to say for Ruby right now.
A great defense from Jade, and we saw Meaning of 42 with the late grab yet again, able to prevail. Now the early tire coming out, looking for a pick, pushing through the high ground, able to find Lord Hawk. So this early pick should force out a res if actually they are able to get in and get that res. So the re-engage is going to come out. Jade a little vulnerable around the corner here.
And Jade's going to try to come around the corner here. And now they're going to back up just a little bit. Ruby's going to have their chance to move on. Deadeye's going to come out. Where does it come from? It's coming from right in the background. Does get Lord Hawk. So that is a good pick for them so far. That's 1 tank down. So Jade's going to be able to push up here and play a little more aggressively. The 2-for-1 trade. Transcendence comes out. Transcendence comes out from Gamefire. Right now, that's going to save them a little bit of healing. The Valkyrie also comes now out from Wilson. Earthshatter's going to come down. Not really getting anybody. Actually, I apologize. Let's get Namikaze in the background. Dragon Strike comes in to try and clear out a little bit of plays, but again, no kills from that Dragon Strike, so Shaky's got to find a way to get something here. And so it's going to still be Jade winning this point, but the payload keeps moving. 2 left to go on the point. Wilson and Io both going down to the hands of the Earthshatter here by Lord Hawk. Just going to swing away here. Io goes down, as well as Wilson, so this is going to be Ruby's time to shine, and they've got themselves the first good attack here on the point, and it's just going to be this Junkrat from First Aid backing up. Ruby has himself more meters here on the second point, rather.
Ruby's tank line able to push through. We see Lord Hawk getting that big value shatter to clean up the point and push through, as both teams had kind of split into 2. There was a fight on the original A point and a fight on the payload. Pushing in, Meaning of 42 and Namikaze both with their grabs available. Again, it's going to come down to negating the grab, but only one team with the Transcendence available here.
Graviton Surge going to come right down to the point. There's the Earthshatter. That's going to get it out with that Hanzo, but it's going to be enough. The answer is no, because right now, Ruby winning the fight. And so far, so good. Graviton Surge also going to come down. Question is the follow-up here. Dragon Strike's going to come down. Again, not going to get anybody because the tanks are able to clear out. Riptire comes in for First Aid, takes down Lord Hawk and Shaky Snake, and that should pretty much do it. Jade's going to have themselves the win here. Aimbot, she is still on fire. Aimbot moving on over to the F.A.S.T, still on fire here, and that's going to be enough for Jade to push back Ruby all the way. 1.5 minutes, but that payload's going to move reverse out.
That was looking really good for Ruby. They were able to pick off Iode, the Zenyatta with Trans available, and then set up that Grab Dragon combo. You really want to see them be able to convert on that. But First Aid coming in with a clutch Riptire, able to get the cleanup, clear up the point, and then Aimbot able to capitalize on that opening as well. Now Ruby definitely on the back foot, looking to push in. Lord Hawk needing to make another miracle play with this Earth Shatter. Gonna have to find some good targets, and hopefully Green Wolf able to support with that. Again, getting booped into the air, though. These concussion mines from First Aid are so good.
And it's going to start us off as well because Aimbot gets the kill on Booty Bandit. So right now it's just going to be the Earth Shatter comes in. Not going to get anybody for Lord Hawk. So advantage for Ruby right now. Or advantage for Jade rather, because nobody getting anything really. And this is just the battle of will here. Aimbot's got that rocket barrage coming in as well as the Graviton Surge. The question is, will they need it? That answer is pretty much going to be no. Namikaze jumps off the side, and that's going to be pretty much it. Ruby needs to find a way to gather up here. They need to scramble. 20 seconds left to go. That spawn room is nowhere close to the point right now.
So many ultimates available for Jade. So many of them gatekeeping ultimates. Both crowd controls and the barrage. So good at preventing people from touching. With 10 seconds to go, I don't know if they'll be able to touch. What does Ruby have in the tank here?
Well, Booty Bandit's going to come out. That Dragon Strike's going to come down for Shaky. Pretty much used point. Overtime is going to happen. Now the Earth Shatter comes in. Graviton Surge. Well, Rocket Barrage for Aimbot. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Santa Maria. Aimbot gets a triple kill there. What a play from her. And they're going to, and pretty much Jade is going to have the win here on Blizzard World and one win away from the final series here on and they have themselves the victory 3-1.
A dominant defense that we see here from the side of Jade. Definitely big plays from the meaning of 42 with those great Gravitons. Both DPS showing up. A First Aid, I definitely want to highlight some of those concussion mines. It wasn't just there at the end. Multiple times we saw against these tanky compositions being able to displace people up into the sky, breaking the compositions apart and opening space up for Aimbot on the hit scan on the Pharah to get a ton of follow-up damage and really just clean up the opposing side there. So a lot of highlights that we're seeing from the side of Jade. Now, Ruby did have some good plays as well, but definitely Jade looking to be the stronger team, at least on Blizzard World.
And now we're going to move on to our next map here on Oasis. It's a control map, so basically there is no chance of a tie here. So if you're Ruby right now, you have to win this map to force game 3, because at least if Jade wins this, it's pretty much over.
Definitely no coming back from being down 2-0 in a best of 3. This is their last chance. They are in elimination now. They will go down to the losers bracket if they are to lose here. They aren't out of the tournament, but you definitely want to move into those grand finals coming from the winner's side. This is the winner's bracket finals here, so definitely a big advantage going in to keep that winner's side moving into grand. So certainly Jade looking excited, right? Feeling like we're going to be able to potentially move in with that advantage. Ruby not wanting to give up their shot at that advantage, moving on to control. Oasis is an interesting map. We could potentially see even more Pharah. I think the only Pharah we saw in the first map was Aimbot. That was a great performance there. So if we don't have an answer for the Pharah, either another Pharah to match or maybe some hit scan to apply pressure from Ruby, Oasis could run away and we might see this 2-0.
And so right now, the city center is going to start us off for our first map, and it's going to be really interesting to see if Ruby can come in. But I think, like you were explaining, the double elimination standard, I think the best thing about a double elimination is if you're in the winner's bracket, you're not out of it even if you lose, and that gives you a chance to... Exactly.
Having that chance, that extra lifeline when you're in the grand finals is so important, and you earn it, right? You earn it by winning this series here, by maintaining your streak of wins, which is great. But it is just a big advantage. It's not something you want to give up at all. Now, looking at City Center as a map, this high ground that we see over to the side is definitely going to be important, and it's something that stylistically some teams like to put a hit scan up there, other teams like to contest it with a Pharah or a Genji, but you do have a lot of options. But really it's going to come down to who wants to fight over the high ground and who wants to kind of stay over on traffic side by the highway over here and kind of keep their supports safe that way. That's generally the positioning we see. Now, initially, we've got a tank comp coming out from the side of Ruby, looking to run that Shaky Snake Zarya this time. But for the side of Jade, who do have the lead here, they are going to continue to run that aimbot Pharah and have a Genji, so they're going to have a lot of mobility and be fighting on and off of these high grounds.
You can already see Ruby really pretty much contesting a point here, even with 15. But Game Fire goes down to any speed, basically going down for Ruby, and that's what you kind of need in an aggressive 3-3, and right now it's not working in Ruby's favor. Jade's going to take advantage of it right now. 2 people down, it's going to be not enough for really Ruby to handle. So Jade's going to have themselves to try, but it's really going to be in Ruby's favor right now. I'm sorry, Ruby's going to have the try, but it's going to be in Jade's favor. And right now, it's going to be pretty much the entire team. 2 tanks from Ish and First Aid pretty much going to win that battle. 4 out of the last 5 kills. And Ruby not having an answer. Jade gets the first strike here on the point.
Absolutely a great blind composition choice from Jade. This Pharah comp, so good against this ground-based tank composition. The Goats comp we saw come out from Ruby. And really the only chance you have against the Pharah comp is to speed boost and find the kill onto the Zenyatta, onto the backline. Just run your tanks in before the Pharah can get kills. And they weren't able to make that happen, so they've swapped their composition. They are running their own Genji Tracer, but it's not looking like enough to push through the positional advantage that Jade has. They're still not pressuring aimbot, getting the cleanup here, just absolutely destroying. So aimbot, definitely the DPS to watch so far, I would say. Now, a lot of ultimates on the side of Jade. They've got 5. The only one missing is meaning of 42 with the Dragon Blade here, and not much to say for Ruby. They're looking to build up at least maybe an Earth Shatter, but with a highly mobile comp, you can't imagine that we're going to see a lot of kills come out of that.
Self-destruct going to come out in the background. I believe that's going to be for First Aid. Really not getting anybody, but that's out Jade. That stalls out Ruby just a little bit, so more percentage coming onto this point. Now, like you said, aimbot really showing off in that last fight. Really got 4 of the last 5 kills. So aimbot, she's really showing off here. That was a chance for the Rocket Barrage, and really no chance of a gather either. So we'll see if that happens. But really, aimbot really doesn't need it because she's going off right now. Takes down Shaky Snake, and it's Ruby with no answer right now. 3/4 of the way down, and Ruby just can't find the answer. All they're finding on the telephone right now is the dial tone.
They do not have an answer here, and I think this split composition is not going to give them one. They don't have a good way to contest the Pharah directly. They don't have a good way to kill the supports and ignore the Pharah. Now that Namikaze is swapped onto the McCree, that's a good change, but is it enough with aimbot with the barrage here getting the entry picks?
Aimbot's gonna come down, take Shaky Snake down. Oh, actually, nobody on Ruby gets there in time, and that's the point. That's a full 100 to nothing for Jade. So now they're 1 win away from moving on to the grand finals here in the free agent showcase tournament. So Ruby's got to find a way to come down down 1-0 here, and our next map is University.
They not only sweep the series with the 2-0, but they also have to reverse sweep the map if they want to stay in. So if Ruby wants to earn their winner side grand finals berth, it's going to be a trial by fire here. It looks like they're going to continue to run this McCree, probably expecting an aimbot Pharah, but aimbot says no, we're going to run this Reinhardt-based Hanzo Zarya combination, and it's going to come down to these grab dragon combos that we saw a lot on Blizzard World. Both teams mirroring compositions, except we have a Mercy for the side of Ruby, with Jade getting more raw healing from Wilson's Moira.
You're going to see Jade again push up to the point first, but the question is it going to be have their try to defend their answer here? 5 seconds left to go before the control point unlocks, and a little bit of a different story now. Jade's going to have themselves again another push on this point, and they may very well have it. Aimbot again, no matter what she plays, she's going off. That's 3 of the last 6 kills for her. And again, it's going to be Jade winning this fight, and aimbot coming off already halfway. You can see the 2 people that need it most, Graviton Surge and Dragon Strike, they're already pretty much 3/4 of the way down.
Meaning of 42 got so much charge at the start. Shaky Snake staying alive, able to build up a lot towards Graviton as well, but both initial shields popping instantly. Aimbot continuing to go off, gets a free pick onto Namikaze. Potentially going to force out the res here. Here it comes. But now they are about to have this grab dragon, which is so good coming through these arches. How can you avoid it from the side of Ruby? They don't have a chance to live through it.
So now we're going to see if Ruby can push up here, try again. They got to win this map to at least take it to a game 3, and they still have the uphill battle. Now Graviton Surge is going to come out. That's 3 people down. Earth Shatter also being used. Now the Deadeye Namikaze is going to get Wilson and Io, but it's not going to be enough to force the team fight, really, because 4 people go down in that last fight compared to 2 Namikaze kills. And so it's not going to be enough, and Ruby is going to back up again. So Jade halfway home to a championship appearance. They have to, and Ruby's got to find a way to answer right now.
Already halfway there, the pressure is definitely on for Ruby. Namikaze trying to step up to the plate, flanks around and kills aimbot to prevent the combo, gets a double kill of their own, but it's not enough, and they're getting gate kept here. A giant self-destruct coming out from First Aid. That's going to be enough to continue to stall. Ruby doesn't want to give up, though. They're going to keep pushing.
They're going to keep pushing as well because they know they're going to run out of time here. 75% left to go on the point. And now the Transcendence is going to come out from Gamefire. Try and save up some points here, or try and save up some health here for Ruby because they're going to need it. Jade comes in. Full reinforcements are out. And now the Graviton Surge comes out as well. Do they have the ult to do it, though? They don't really need it, but they have the follow-up. Dragon Strike going to come right down the middle of the point for aimbot. And now the Rocket Barrage also comes out from Booty Bandit. Gets one on aimbot, but Iota is right there to end the reign of Booty Bandit. So it's looking like a push and shove so far. Right now, Green Wolf's the only one there. Jade's going to have themselves to clear. And that is going to be it. Jade with the complete sweep down. Blizzard World 3-1. And now Oasis 2-0, meaning Jade is going to have themselves an appearance in the F.A.S.T. Grand Finals.
Wow, Jade showing very strongly. And here we have aimbot with the play of the game, expecting it to be, yes, this big gatekeeping barrage that we see here. No, this is the 4K to clean up the team fight that we saw there at the beginning. Just lots of cleanup, capitalizing on that chaos and landing direct after direct. Definitely, probably the standout player overall for the series for me. Meaning of 42 also looking great on that Zarya. I liked Iode on the Zenyatta, and particularly the concussion mines coming out from the Junkrat as well.
And so I would say after all this free agent showcase, this way for teams to kind of look over what's going on with different players. So who would you say is the biggest player right now, and out of all 12 of these players right now, if you're either Ruby or Jade?
Well, I would say aimbot, right? We've highlighted several times, going off, filling up the kill feed, basically regardless of the point, the map, the hero, flexing onto all manner of DPS and continuing to play well. But I really liked not just that, but meaning of 42's Zarya. I think good use of the ultimates, and I think whoever was kind of running comms, that's not something that we have a lot of information on casting, but Jade, being a team, right, this is a free agent tournament, so this is not an established team, but they were able to communicate clearly very well. They were comboing their ultimates well, and keeping their momentum. So whoever was kind of the architect of that comms-wise, that's a question that I would love to pose to them, because I think that that's a great skill, and clearly Jade was kind of firing on that teamwork cylinder.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. So it's gonna be Jade moving on to the grand finals. We'll give you, I don't know when they're gonna play that out. Still figuring that out here for the F.A.S.T, but that'll be it here for this match. Jade wins the series by a score of 2-0. And we thank you for watching this production of the Old Time Champions Community, a free agent showcase tournament. My name is Clutchkey. Here on the producing side is Conkrad, and my color. It was a dream working with you, my man. His name is Dream. And so we thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys later. It's Jade moving on to the grand finals. Ruby's got some work to do in the lower bracket. We'll see you guys later.